Greg, listen. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't. What, we start over? Let's start over, right? Let's start day one. I'm okay with starting over and starting over and starting over, right? Because it's not about like the 75. I mean, it is, but in the end, I win, right? In the end, if I just keep starting over and the rest of my life is just one big 75 soft, then I'm living the soft life. Nah. I mean, I've been kind of doing it, kind of not. I really have been working out every day. We can definitely say that. I've been hitting the treadmill every day. Like I've said before, that's for my mental health. I got caught up on the last one because I got a little too introspective. Even my brother was like, I mean, he's like, you could put that out, but it's like really introspective. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I guess I'm not at that level of like where you could just, I don't know, I go off on a tangent and then I'm like, okay, is this for 75 soft or for my therapist? You know what I'm saying? It was a little much. Even though not really. Like it's not really anything I haven't said before. I just think when it's like a non-stop talk, I don't know, maybe I am scared of judgment, you know. This one turns into the same thing. But yeah, I have been working out. Okay, here's a bit of that last one. Okay, so I have been working out. I really gotta say, when it comes to this type of stuff, it's harder because of the whole like being a rapper, having a podcast, like doing events, just like different things that come up. It's like it's hard to not partake. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it's like, hey, there's a new liquor company. Hey, there's a new, you know, whatever. There's a rapper in town and he came through with a bunch of bottles and we're in the studio and we're in the podcast, you know? But I did work out that day, technically. I jumped in the fucking pool. But right now I have a meeting. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I have a meeting today at 11. Big day tomorrow. Just a lot of stuff. This is a big week, even though it's not like I'm talking about everything that I'm doing. It's still a big week. Very big week. Huge, actually. But yeah, I mean, working out every day, definitely been mindful about like eating and everything. If I do eat a little heavier, I try not to eat so much. But then at the same time, still living my life, you know, because it was Mother's Day. Mother's Day was like a whole thing, too. I was so happy about being able to buy those inflatable thingies. Dude, I really am the kid with blank check. Like for those of y'all that know that my dream was to be the kid from Blank Check, like, we could genuinely say, I'm the kid. I'm the kid from Blank Check, bro. Like, I've got the big inflatables. I've got the freaking sumo suits. I've got the go-karts. I've got, like, the fact that aesthetically I haven't made the ranch become what the ranch can become doesn't mean that the pieces ain't there. I just gotta, you know? And that's the only thing, like, that makes me be like, all right, this shit is dope, you know? Like, some days I get down on myself or whatever. But, like, no, like, when you really look at it and zoom out, this shit is dope. Sometimes I'm just in my head about it. But I guess it always comes from wanting to be better, right? Like, I've always wanted to have something to strive for. I think a lot of times that's what happens when we get caught up in our life, is that like sometimes you become complacent. Sometimes you forget, you know? Not me. That's my problem sometimes. Is that I don't like, I'll become complacent for a little second, and then all of a sudden I'll start to shake this, like I shake the spot because I'm just like, I can't. Which my mom has always said seems to be que soy muy ambiciosa, which I don't know, it's too ambitious, I guess. But not really, because I don't think I'm too ambitious. I think Mexican parents just say too ambitious whenever they think you're biting off more than you can chew. For me, clearly I can eat a lot. That's why we're doing 75 soft. No, but I feel like I've always kind of wanted to have a goal. Like, I do move the goalpost, like I keep going, because that's how you keep succeeding and that's how you keep a happy life. I don't know, I can't imagine myself. I feel like it's like when people retire. When people retire and they're just like, well, that was it. And then they just sit there and don't do anything. I feel like you start to just fall apart, you know? Like, you always have to go for more, you have to do more. Even whenever I've said I'm not sure that I want to keep rapping, which, by the way, it's okay if you tell me in the comments, like, you're fucking, like, tell me off, you know? Don't just be like, no, we love you, Snow, you know, whatever. No, be like, you ungrateful bitch, here we are waiting for music. I'm like, verbally abuse me a little bit. But, yeah, sometimes it just feels like that, because this industry is so, like every other industry. I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're going to talk about clothing, if you're going to talk about certain stores and capitalism and everything, like, yeah, it all ends up getting ruined by money. It all ends up being shady. It all ends up having the weirdos, the bootleggers, the scammers, the crap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess every industry has that type of stuff. It's just that the music industry, because it's a little more unregulated, because when you're an independent artist, when you're on a major, I feel like you have so many people, like, plan of attack, like that's their job, like there's this big infrastructure. When you're independent, you're individually fighting off all these things, so it does become more stress on you. So I don't know, I feel like forever it's been doper to be independent, but lately I'm just like, oh my god, it almost makes you more of a target. Which maybe that's why it makes you more of a target, because this industry wants there to be less of us, you know? They want everybody to be clean, put into a company, and then they get to do whatever they want, whatever playlists, whatever, everything they want to do. Whereas when you're independent, you're just kind of like, I don't know what this is. Nowadays, you got to be influencer slash artist slash business person slash have like 7 different businesses. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you every day you wake up feeling like you're not doing enough, but every day you also somehow have too much on your plate, and you're just like, how am I doing not enough while also too much? This is crazy. But I don't know, that's probably what like some like mom in like Iowa feels as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure we all at some point on a human level, especially women, feel that, or even men too. I mean, sometimes I think about that. I think people think that I'm like this like feminist that like hates dudes, and it's like, I don't hate dudes. I just feel like a lot of dudes like to attack me because they immediately think I hate dudes, and I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking hate you. Sometimes I feel bad for you, actually, because you have to do all that to mask the fact that you sometimes feel weak. I get it. I've been there. We all saw me going overly masked at some point. Even though it's so funny because I always bring that up, but I'm like, did I ever really? The lashes were still on. The makeup was still good. So I don't know. Anyway, back to my point. Yeah, I don't hate these dudes. I feel like sometimes I relate. And I relate to women. I think we all, man, you feel me? I don't like that there's this like idea of me that either I hate dudes or like I hate white people or whatever. It's like, no, rooting for the little guy, right? When it comes to men and women, it's usually women. When it comes to people of color and white people, it's usually people of color. Like, rooting for the person that is seen as the weaker one is just a sensitivity to injustice. Like, that's just who I am as a person. In a room full of bullies, I'm gonna always try to help out the person that's being bullied. But it doesn't mean I just blanket statement like all. I mean, I don't know. I just saw Sinners. That one, you know. I mean, I get it. But who knows? In the end, in the grand scheme of things, we're so small, you know? Like, we're literally a blip, and as much as I care, you can only care so much and be dragged so much before you're like, why do I fucking care? You know what I'm saying? Somewhere between being a hippie and not giving a fuck, or being a fucking revolutionary and dying over it, because let's keep it real, you can only take it so far before there's a target on your back. And there's been one. So and then you end up just being there and looking at your kid and being like, damn, bro, I need to play some basketball with you, man. I can't argue with no hater online right now. Like, we need to go to the movies and play basketball. Like, you're my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's crazy. It's like all the pressure that you put on yourself with all this shit, and then you end up remembering you're just a mom from Iowa, bro. That's me. Deep down, I'm just someone's mom. That's so funny. You know? And then deeper down, I'm still just a kid. I had to have that conversation with my son. I was like, do you realize? I was like, that. Like, it wasn't that long in my brain. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. That I was you. I'm like, next thing you know, baby, I'm like, life just goes. And just savor every fucking moment, man. You know, because we were talking about his nonchalantness and shit. And I was like, it's just not cool, man. It's not cool to be too cool for the experience. You don't want to be too cool for living, for enjoying. You don't want to do that. You're going to look back and you're going to regret that. And one thing that I've seen from many adults, is living in regret. I think regret is the worst feeling, you know? I think that's where, like, shame comes from, and, like, not always, but I mean, like, that regret feeling that's, like, in the pit of someone's stomach. It's just gonna lower your vibration overall, because you're just living in regret. If you're just living in regret and you're sad, you're gonna be sad and depressed. If you're living in regret but you're trying to mask it, you're gonna lash out and project and do all kinds of stuff. So it's just not a good feeling. So I think as a parent, my job is to let my son know that in advance. And they're not going to listen. But my job is to keep trying. Just like my job is to keep trying at this fucking 75 soft thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would really regret stopping. I would really regret not doing it. Or just being like, yeah, I tried, failed, I fucked up. Or being like, all right, dude, slipped up a little bit, start over. Why not? That's what life is like. I've started over in my life several fucking times. I've moved cities. I've moved states. I've, gotten married, gotten divorced, got a girlfriend, ended that, got another one, ended that. And I've been able to start over, even career-wise. Got on a label, went independent, was on a small label, went into one distro, go to another place, had a manager, fired that manager, fired that other manager, like all these things, because at the end of the day, when things aren't working, you continue to look for where it is going to work. It's like one door closes, you go to the other one. But you can only complain about a problem so many times before you have to do something about it. A girl DM'd me yesterday and was just telling me how, like, something about her girl, she's a big fan, but her girl is kind of mean to her, but she's so in love with her, but she just wants her to get it. And I'm like, well, you just got to talk to her straight up. And she said, I have. And it's kind of like after that, you know, without me even knowing these people, just from the outside looking in, it sounds so simple to just be like, well, if you keep talking about the same thing and it's not being fixed, you're going to have to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how life is. You have to. You can't just keep on hitting the same brick wall. You got to do something. But when we're in it, we don't want to hear that shit. How many times did I hear that piece of advice? I didn't want to hear that shit. Nobody wants to. Because at the end of the day, we ask people for advice, but we're only going to do what we're ready to fucking do. And it's not until it really hits the fan and it's really in your heart to make a decision that you're going to make it. And when you make it, you just got to stick to it. Or don't. Whatever the fuck you want to do. It's your fucking life, right? But being too scared to start over will always keep you boxed in and will always prevent you from doing things that will improve your life. You know, you're just going to sit there complaining about the same fucking problem, years and years and years. Next thing you know, you're living in regret because you've stayed there years and years. Like, it all goes back down to the same fucking shit. Regret, starting over, continuing to try. You know, so many things in our life, we're scared to fail. But if you fail, you're just going to try again, a different way. So you might as well start failing. The quicker you start failing, the quicker you exhaust that option, and then you go to the other one, and then you do something else, and you try something else, and you change something, and you tweak something, and you whatever, you know? As long as you don't end up on tweak, you're fine. Tweak it all. Just don't tweak at all. Dang, I be spitting bars. But yeah, anyway. See, this was less introspective than the other one. The other one, I was like, talking about my mom. That usually starts to happen when my mom's in town. After, we have like a 2-week limit, my mom and I. After that, it starts to get a little weird. But I feel something in my brain right now. Is that dopamine? Nah. I'm like, is this dopamine or am I about to pass out? I've been feeling this since yesterday. Maybe I'm just kind of dizzy. Probably thirsty. I'm gonna go get some water. It's like when I played basketball last night, by the way. We played, 18? My son won at basketball. I think it was like 16 to something. 16? Okay, he won 21. But I think I had 16 or I had 15. I don't know. I'm just happy that I caught up because at the beginning I was looking like, God damn, bro, just hang it up. But I caught up and I'm gonna go start practicing. I'm gonna apply that to my life too with the workout. I'm gonna get back to pickleball. I'm gonna get back to basketball. I'm gonna get back to all these things because I can't be out here losing that bad. It was at some point it was like 10-0 or 1. I was like, what the frick? So nah, can't be doing that. Oh look, there's a little bit of, I'll just put it in here. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got for you today. Are we starting over? What are we doing? I'm down to continue starting over. I did feel a sense of accountability. I was like, damn, Greg is probably like with Jamiroquai right now drinking at a bar. Like, damn, she forgot about us, bro. Jamiroquai, bro, fuck. Let me check on Jamiroquai. Oh, he said, I'm so excited to see you. Cheap. Start today. Okay, day 1 streak, guys. I'm back with Jamiroquai. And I'm back with you, Greg. Day 1, man. Let me find out. We're going to end up having day 1s be me just always on day 1 of a new journey. Hey, that's kind of fire, to be honest. That's kind of fire. And if it ends up being, 175 soft, then that's what it is. But we keep trying. We keep going. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Otherwise, you just die. You just shrivel up and die. If you don't keep trying to grow, just like a plant, you're just going to shrivel up and die. That's sad. Let's not do that. All right, Greg. Bye.